Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show and welcome to episode 70 of Unmuted. Thank you all so much for tuning in. To everyone that is new here, my name is Adnan, and on the show, we talk about motivation, inspiration, and all things creative with a bunch of interesting people from around the world. And that includes you. So if you're tuning in live, make sure you jump in the chat, join the conversation. Any questions you have, we try to get to every single comment and every single question that comes through. Also, if you are new here, we just started streaming on Twitch. So usually the show used to be exclusively on Facebook, and currently we're trying out the new different platforms. So this episode right now is being aired on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitch. I think we're going to be slowly creeping in over to Twitch as the episodes roll on. It's just a better platform, guys. It's such a much better platform than Facebook. But yeah, I'm super excited for everyone that's jumped on board. My guest today is PhuzzyBond. As you all know, he's a content creator, a Twitch streamer. He is a YouTuber. He makes YouTube content. He's been at it nonstop for a few years, and I want to dig into his journey. You all know him as PhuzzyBond. I know him as Naser, the guitarist of my first serious band. We go way back, and it kind of dates us. It kind of puts a little age on just how long we've known each other. But thank you all for tuning in, and yeah, let's get him in here. Hit the intro. Fuzzy, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
How's it going?
It's been ages. Thank you for hosting me.
For the very first time, someone saying it has been ages is super accurate.
Yeah, right?
It literally has been ages. Yeah. Hope all is well with you, man. Thank you so much for doing this episode with me. I've been wanting to get you on here since I found out what you've been up to all these years.
Nice. Thank you.
Just in case.
Feels good that we meet again on an unexpected platform.
Yeah, 100%. But just in case, I know every single person in the chat right now is from the Fuzzy tribe, and thank you guys so much for jumping on board and coming to check out the podcast and this interview, and everyone in the chat is just absolutely awesome. But just in case there's someone listening to this after the fact or tuning in later that doesn't know who PhuzzyBond is, could you introduce yourself to the tribe?
Yes, I'm PhuzzyBond. I started as a YouTuber. I'm a content creator. My focus is honest guides and gameplays that are mainly family friendly. That's very important since I believe the world is lacking a lot of this. You know, everything is killing and swearing, so we need some good vibes around here. And over time, my viewers on YouTube demanded that I start streaming. I started streaming on YouTube. Nothing is supported in Jordan, like super chat and none of that. So if you want to monetize over time, as you grow, it's not going to work. So I was like, okay, Twitch is my thing, and I'm actually glad. I don't care if it's supported in Jordan or not, YouTube streaming, because it's honestly currently useless. So here I am on Twitch, and if it wasn't without my community, I won't be here right now.
And shout out to your community. There's a whole bunch of questions already in the chat. There's that's an intro. Thank you. That's we'll get into where that music comes from in just a bit. There's Fuzzy with a black t-shirt. Who dat? I think we're it's a throwback.
I'm not streaming to be. Yeah, exactly.
Big
Still
Fuzzy
my merch though.
Crew. Oh yeah. That's dope. All right, let's dive into it, man. I really wanna, because I know a lot of the followers, a lot of the Fuzzy tribe, always ask you this on stream. I've seen a lot of people curious about your journey, so let's take it back. Let's take it back to getting into the creative space in general. When you first picked up a guitar, when you first started playing video games, what was the first thing that grabbed your attention, that you thought, you know what, I want to dive more into this creative field?
You know, it's like built in the family that I don't remember the early days of how I got into creative arts, because I have cousins that are like, for example, my mom's cousin, he's like a writer, and there's like my older brother's director, and like I have other cousins that dance in like these choreography type of things. So arts is kind of in the family, so I grew up with it around me. But I do have like the reason why I got into music first. That was my first official step. Was a friend of mine called Muhi. You probably know him. He lives in Canada. He came here for a few visits. His sister, back in 1996, she's an insane pianist, and she's like, "Hey, how about you play violin, so you can, we play music together." We walked into the music store, and there was a guy playing guitar, and we're like, no offense to anyone that plays violin, we were like, violin sucks, this thing is cool, man, we're gonna just play guitar. Literally, it was just like that. So he started playing guitar, and I started playing guitar, and that was the first step in 1996 to where we are right now.
Yeah, so it started from not violin, that's not cool enough, to guitar. And that's, I think, yeah. I bumped into you a few years after that, because you were already a seasoned guitarist when we first met.
Yes.
We were testing out a lot of different things at that time. We were trying to. The thing is, a lot of people don't know. You touched on it briefly in your intro, that Jordan isn't necessarily the place that caters to a lot of creative fields and arts in general. Like trying to start, and the genre of choice for you and for us at that time was rock and heavy metal. So it didn't really cater to what we wanted to play at that time. And what was it like growing up in Jordan, where it's not necessarily the most nurturing place for a up and coming guitarist? Yeah.
Well, I kind of believe that it's actually a good thing that Jordan is like that, because the second you become, for example, you remember I used to have long hair before I got, like pierced and tattoos and all that. Anything you do now, it's more open. It's like they point fingers at you. For example, why are you tattooed? Why do you play guitar? This is bad. A lot of religious people of all types of religion, like, this is bad. This is, like, why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why is your hair long and stuff? So this, for someone like me, made more of a drive that I want to be more stubborn and work even harder to prove everyone wrong, and I'm not going to be let down by them, So, but of course it differs from one person to another, because I believe some people might break fast, or not break fast, break quickly, in situations
starting
like
off with
this.
the dad
Also,
jokes real heavy.
My parents, yeah. Also, my parents were very supportive, because my parents are the type of people that do whatever the heck you want. My father used to tell me, be a belly dancer when you get older, as long as you don't get into trouble. Like, whatever you love, do it. Just as long as you don't get into trouble. That's all what he wanted. And that supported me a lot, because I just grew up experimenting life around me, and I landed here.
Yeah. It was definitely a unique experience. We have a question in the chat. How did you guys meet? Did the band already exist? And I actually can't remember 100% the first meeting point. It just kind of happened over time. I don't know if you have a different recollection to that.
Yes. Actually, I was telling Jackie today. I was like, wait, how did me and Had meet? She's like, I don't really remember. It's like it kind of faded in through like I'm with the guy that you know, and then you're the guy that I know, and kind of faded in. You know what I mean? Like until we ended up making music together, and I started spending every day and night in your house, and stuff like this. And then
It was let's take it back to those days, because so did the band already exist? And I love talking about this because I think first bands and band names in general are the funniest thing to kind of figure out and look back on once you've spent some years working on things. So my first ever band name, and I still remember it, was Red Rum, which was murder backwards, because we were super cool.
Nice. That's actually creative, nice.
And then the band that Fuzzy and I were in together was called Infested Mind, which is another just why kind of name. It doesn't make any sense. We had no attachment to it whatsoever. But what do you remember from those days?
Yeah. Like band names?
Yeah, like just getting into it and trying to like put together the music and trying to record and do all that stuff.
Well, I think if you want to find out the most embarrassing moments in someone's life, just find out the names of their first bands. That's always a thing, because it's like the doom of death, the black tree that, stuff like that, especially metal
my
bands,
dark night.
metal bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's always like that, and then it's actually, you want to make a band mainly, not to make a band, is to stand wearing black and go like, wait, hold on. I think I can. No, I can't do this now. Yeah.
You wanted to do the Zoom. I actually, just speaking of that, guys, for everyone that's tuning in, I've done 70 episodes of these, but I've been inspired by Fuzzy with all the additional things that he does with the Stream Deck. That I actually tried to set up the face zoom and the confetti for this episode just to have them ready for Fuzzy's episode, but I failed miserably at that.
I got you. Don't worry. Well, I checked YouTube tutorials, but over time I modified them to my own liking, so I got you in that. Not a problem.
So we got a question in the chat. Who are some of your guitar influences? There he is, Jimi Hendrix. For everyone that's just listening to the audio, Fuzzy flashed.
Cursed, but yeah, it's Jimi Hendrix.
Tattoo.
Because, and Jimi Hendrix, Jason Becker, Chili Peppers were a big part of my life. Metallica. I wasn't like specific, you remember even when we played music, we weren't specific, and sometimes we play like Megadeth stuff, sometimes Lamb of God, sometimes jazz, with Firas, and stuff like that. So it was just like that. But mainly like Jimi Hendrix, Jason Becker, and the old Metallica. The old Metallica was my blood in guitar, like the Black Album and this stuff. So.
I think the like eclectic random collection of things we used to listen to, and the randomness that was the group itself. Like we had a bunch of friends that we grew up with that were from all different backgrounds, from all different ages as well, just people listening to different things, different personalities, really contributed to who I am today and the way I like input art, receive art, and receive music, and receive gameplay, and receive all that stuff, just because we grew up in such a like broad spectrum of culture that it's just so much easier to accept things now.
Yeah, it's true. you're compatible to many different forms of art that you can just, even if you don't like it, you can just understand it at least to a certain extent, and give an opinion on it. So
yeah, it was, I think growing up in Jordan really does teach a lot of people a lot of different things, because well, a lot of people that don't grow up in the Middle East don't know. Like I said earlier, it's just a very different upbringing to what people expect. Like I've met a lot of people in the States and from Canada, from Australia, all that stuff that really never understood. Even if I explained it as much as I did, they never really fully understood exactly how strange it was growing up in a city like Amman and a country like Jordan.
yeah, Amman is the capital of Jordan, of course, in case someone had questions.
Yeah.
It's some of my best times were then. Honestly, it was so much stress sometimes, or even like, the police want to make a concert. The Jordanian like intelligence does not allow you to do concerts to a certain extent, because some of them would think that. Of course, don't get me wrong, Jordan's completely different now, but we were in that like lost in time phase where, like, for example, if they hear that a mosh pit happened in a concert, it's like they'll come with their sticks, raining down all that sort of stuff. So it was a tough life, but I'm honestly, if I go back in time, I'll go through that again, because I feel like, the stress around you either makes you or breaks you. And if it makes you, you learned a lot from it. End up strong.
Yeah, 100%. So let's we were in a band, like I said. We you also dabbled in, like, you wrote and recorded a solo album. Music seemed at that time to be like the primary focus. So growing up, I 100% assumed that that Naser would be just doing music full time, and then I left the country, you left the country, everyone went like on their own path. 10 years later, I find you on Twitch. I actually find you on Instagram first, and figure out that you're on Twitch, and then find your YouTube page and go down this rabbit hole of what's Phuzzy been up to all these years, and find out that you're doing content creation full time, and you're doing it as heavy and as much production value as possible and stuff. So let's talk about the time where the band didn't work out. You went to Canada. Everyone kind of dispersed and went their own path. What's Phuzzy been up to? How was that journey for you?
Well, the band, you remember, all of us just reached that phase in life where we need to continue our education in a more serious way. So, I went to the School of Audio Engineering in Jordan. Then I went to Canada, and Jackie followed me there later on. I was in Ontario, and she lived in Wisconsin, so it was easy for her to just travel almost, above the Great Lakes to me, So I wanted to study audio engineering so I can come back and change the future of Jordan and how audio engineering works, and people actually appreciating it. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of cost, when you just, like, why would you pay someone several $100s to record one track, if not 1,000 or more, for example? Here, they don't understand that. And honestly, it's almost still like this here. I give $50, man. Why do you need more than that? It's just audio. It's not like you're using material or something. They don't think that they don't know that the material is inside your brain. So it kind of. I started studying there. When I came back to Jordan, I finished another degree in metalworks. Then I did half a year in Travis, but I didn't continue because all the Middle East problems were happening. Remember, like, this spring, which is the opposite of spring, but they call the Arabian Spring. When we so I came back here, I was like, you know what, I've done 2 years of audio engineering, I'm fine. I'm gonna start recording for people and doing audio for radio and stuff like that. I started doing audio for my older brother, who's a director. He lives in Dubai, by the way. So as a side project, sometimes he will like pitch me some projects. Here's an ad do the audio and the music for an ad on Dubai TV and stuff like that. I did like a couple. Over time, being around this, I ended up editing strips of film on applications so much, and I loved gaming, and I realized over time that doing audio engineering in Jordan is not going to pay off. Until this day, it won't pay off. Even if you have the biggest investment to open the biggest audio engineering place with the most professional people, there's no one that understands, appreciates enough how much time and effort. It's not going to feed you, basically, So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to work with people outside, And I started doing that in the evening while going to my family business during the day. Remember, my father owns a fiberglass workshop, and I just go work with him and do some production management and stuff like that. When up until 2017, I kind of felt like I can't do this anymore. It's not me. I came back 2011. I stayed 2017. I stayed with him a while. I was working on my mobile application. That I did that before YouTube, by the way. But I kind of over time, being around doing music for film and games and animation and stuff like that, I kind of absorbed a bit of everything, and I was able to step up from there and learn things on my own by asking people, taking online courses. So I was like, okay, I can do everything by myself. So I'm gonna do an application in Arabic, educational. I always like to teach people in a family-friendly way. I even do that with my games because the world is lacking that. So I did my application, and I worked on it for a year and a half by myself. It reached, currently it's like 1.5 million downloads on the Play Store, and it was always top 5. And I was making a living from that, not so much, but it was good enough to kind of it's considered like a good salary, not like a super high salary, but a good salary from a game that I'm just maintaining. Then one day, Google Play decided to ban my app from the Play Store because it has a weird link in the bottom. It's not a weird link. It just says free games. Then you click on it and it links me to my other games. None of them made it big, but it just links to the page of my gaming company, which is called Bzilla Games. And that drop, I reached the top 5 by spending so much money from the money I made back into the game, because that's what I believe in. That kind of broke me. That destroyed everything. It was off for a week until I changed and I did an update. When I got it back, it was the 50th from the top 5 free games. It used to be top 5. Now it's 50th or 45th. So I was like, if I'm going to go back all the way up, I'm going to have to spend a couple of thousands of dollars again on advertisement to get it back up there. So I can't afford to do that. I barely have $2,000 on me, everything. I used to live, I told you, it was a good salary. You can't save up so much. So it's you're living almost a month on a month. So I was like, you know what? Jackie had some savings. And she was like, you know what? And by the way, I left in 2017. I left my father's work because of her savings. She's like, you know what? You're almost good in this game. You're doing awesome. I'm going to support you for a couple months. 3-4 months extra, I continued working. Then I released the game. Then the ban happened a year and a half later. When that happened, it was around the time where I started playing Sea of Thieves. Look how things connected, And that was dwindling, fading away slowly. My game was fading away. Now it gets an average of 500 downloads per day, but it does not generate any revenue, because even if you type the name of the game on YouTube, you'll find a lot of videos how to hack, how to get free hints, answers of all questions and stuff like that. So, and to a level that the channels that have the answers of all my levels in the game are channels of other Arabian gaming companies.
Okay.
Look how tummy that is. So people won't actually watch ads or buy hints from my app, they actually gave him all the answers so they can watch their videos on YouTube and generate revenue from my hard work. Like,
Yeah.
it became scummy from all aspects. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm done with this. When I started doing Sea of Thieves, I was never planning to do content creation, but I was like, you know what? I already have experience in everything, so I'm just gonna capture this footage. And it was an update in Sea of Thieves called The Hungering Deep. It was the first update of its type, and I was like, you know, since day one, I'm addicted to games. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna capture this and upload it to YouTube, because I made a video about it. Within the first hour after the update, I was one of the first. So it's like, if you actually search on YouTube, an hour after the update, you'll only find like my video and maybe 2 others. So I was like, okay, that's a chance. You know, I just uploaded for fun. I wasn't planning to be serious.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, is there, what was the like, let's actually pause. I want to talk a little bit about leading up to that first video. Because I always feel like there's got to be some screw loose in your head for a lot of the like entrepreneurs and the people that just like everything you were telling in that story is you wanted to start the studio, and then you wanted to start make the game applications and the mobile applications, and then but everything is entrepreneurial. Everything is like you starting your own thing. Where did that drive come from? Were you always like that? Has it been something that's been part of your personality, or did you have to like learn that as you got older?
You know, that's a very good question. I never thought of it that way. Maybe because my father owned a business, so I kind of got used to being the owner's son. You know, it's not like you know, Richie Rich. You know, my father is a decent man who does a decent living, who raised us properly. You know, but you know, you know, we lived a very decent life, but not like a rich life or even a poor life. Everything was, I'm very thankful, you know. So I was always like in the factory, maybe like the owner's son. Maybe that's it, you know, because I was always, I didn't have a boss. You know, I worked in Red Bull for 2 months. I quit in a message. I literally sent him a message. I was like, I quit. You know, I'm not coming to this meeting. I'm done. That's it. I just have an issue with being bossed around unless I have done something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe it's just because, like I said, my father owned a business, and that's the drive where like I never ever applied for a job other than Red Bull, because I was working in event management to bring bands to play. So it was still like something related, but the boss was dishonest with me 2 times, and that was it for me. I hate dishonesty when it gets to work, like 100%, you know.
Yeah.
And I break so fast from it. You know, you want to be dishonest with me, I'm a one-way road. I'm gonna close the door, I'm leaving. I'm done. I don't care how much you pay me, you know. So that's why I felt like maybe it's a sense of survival that I needed to be on my own. I'm my own boss. Plus, I don't like to be handcuffed, which means working online like this right now is not regional, and it's not located anywhere. Like, I can go to Afghanistan. I'm not going to, but live in a cave. If I had good internet connection, you know, I can continue what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, just that. So I like freedom while being responsible for my work. I'm not worried they're going to do quarantine in Jordan for like 2 weeks. I feel bad for people that have office jobs because they're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
But to me, that's the freedom that I always achieved, is I want to be free in my work and be my own boss while providing self-sufficient material to people.
Yeah, 100%. I think that like I said, there's something, I only could describe it by saying something like screw loose, or someone's got to be crazy to achieve, to go after, not only achieve, but to go after these ambitious, insane journeys and things, because it would be much safer You know what I mean? Like because for those that don't know, I also run my own production company. I work online. I do this podcast. I do a bunch of other things. I have a band. So all the things I do are kind of not the safest bet, and not the safe net that a lot of people would want. And doing this podcast, I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs. I've talked to a lot of creatives and stuff, and the common thread I found is that they all don't know exactly what drives them, but they definitely know that they 100% don't want to do the other thing. Which is, it's a weird position to be in for anyone, for sure.
It's very fragile though. Like some of the biggest streamers, for example, here got banned overnight, and everything went downhill, you know. So the only scary part in being that flexible and flying around the world and working from an airplane is that your software, you are not physical, you know what I mean? This needs to be destroyed physically to disappear. But what you do is a click of a button under someone else's hand. So any advice for any human out there who does things online, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's not an invention. Everyone says that, but you know,
it gets real after a while, especially when you're on online forums and stuff, online platforms. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna jump into the chat real quick. Everyone's see, you guys, I'm not used to a chat this fast. Over on Facebook, it takes forever for it to load. Only 23 followers. You need more followed. Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that hit the follow button. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in live and enjoying the conversation. Joy is leaving a comment over from Facebook. Do you think your chilled out nature has helped you overcome any negativity you faced from others? That's a good question. I want to dive into the chilled out nature, and I also want to dive into the family friendly aspect of it just after we read some more of the chat. He's a pirate. That's what he is. We got a question. Can I join your band if I have zero musical talents? Absolutely. The triangle is an amazing instrument.
You did have that guy.
We had that guy. Absolutely. He was the guy that hung out with the band and make us look cool. Safe Drums and Nabilski is in the house. What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in. I miss you guys.
Nice, my brothers, both of my brothers.
Yeah, we got
the drummer and the drummer.
we got the full tribe in here. Fuzzy looking like a rock star with his hater blockers. 100%.
Yeah.
Can't keep a good man down.
Answer that.
There we go. Where are we at? Feels this is the same reason I'm self-employed. What's wrong with living in a cave? Yeah, let's go to the chilled out nature and the family friendly vibes that you had, because a lot of people, if they didn't know you from back in the day, I think a lot of people would say like, oh, he makes family friendly content because that's part of the brand or part of the ethos and stuff. But in reality, you've always kind of been like that. You've always like you said, even the gaming apps and stuff that you worked on, you've always kind of been a much more like chilled and laid back person when it came to how you present yourself in public. So yeah, how did that work out for you?
Well, I think it's me being. People used to ask me, when did you come back from the States? Before I've even ever left Jordan, I only used to go to Lebanon. You remember, I traveled Lebanon, come back, because my family is originally from there. So my brothers are the same, by the way. Not my older brother; he's so open, but Nablinsky and Saif are the same. I think there's something. Maybe psychologically, the way my parents raised us, we always felt like we're foreigners in Jordan. Like, people always ask me, when did you come back from the States? I've never been to the States. Yeah, but your accent is like, what accent, man? I was born and raised here. It's like they do ask me things like this. So over time, it felt like eyes are on you in terms of everything you do in life. You're getting judged, you you're getting judged or criticized. Some people are supportive. Some people like like my father used to tell me one thing, and it's one of the most important things I've ever heard. When I first did piercings, I used to have like piercings and stuff. He's like, listen, you're in Jordan, okay? You can't put a sheep between wolf and then come complain, why did they bite me? You are in the wrong place. They're not in the wrong place. So when you do that, you have to stand up for it. Don't come crying for me, dad, they picked on me, dad, this when I was young, So that made me bottle up more and feel like I want to be self-isolated more. And over time, when I started getting self-isolated, the guitar kicked into my life. I started practicing. I started becoming, back in the day, now I'm rusty, a unique guitarist in the community around me, and people kind of like look up to the skills back then, And so I was like, okay, I want to practice more. I used to just sit in the room and put the headphones on while my parents think I'm studying for the Tawjihi exams, and sit for 8 hours straight, just doing ladders on the guitar. Maybe that over time kind of made me feel like being bottled up in your own bubble, you're actually more productive. So I eventually ended up being that way. There's no click, but I always felt like people's opinions are against mine every time. And I respect their opinions. I do not like to tell someone, no, you're wrong, because he disagrees with me. It's just his opinion. As long as you're not harming me, I don't care what your opinion is. You can criticize me. Tell me like, I don't like beards on you. My grandma still tells me I don't like the beard on you. Shave it, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Of course, grandmas are different, but
I get that almost every 5 minutes, specifically about the beard. I believe I was bribed monetarily. I was bribed with money. My parents were like, just shave the beard.
Yeah, exactly. So the criticism kind of like makes you bottled up, but all that, the idea of being chilled nature, what he said, is that maybe because we are chill, you are the same too. I know that, for a fact. It kind of makes you look at things like there's, for example, this thing is flying towards you. Instead of panicking and like jumping and falling off the chair, you're able to be like, well, hold on, because you are chill, you're able to perceive things, what if I just grab it? I take advantage of it. I'll throw it back at them then. You know what I mean? I'll use that against them. Something like this. So maybe that chilled out nature, it's like clear water. You're able to see deeper through the surface more than, a rippled like surface or something like that.
Yeah. And let me know if this is my assumption, if it's correct or not. But I personally feel like that environment and that kind of like community and stuff, because of that way of growing up, you gravitate so much towards more of the people that support you and the clan and the tribe and like the fuzzy crew in the house right now. Even back in the day when it was with the bands and stuff, I feel like, because this is how I experienced it. I kind of had the same upbringing as you did and the same kind of friction. So now when someone is with me, is behind the stuff I create, is behind the support and there to support, I'm in 110%. I always feel like if you're with me, do or die kind of thing. Do you get that same feeling?
That's a deep question.
We dig deep on Unmuted.
Yeah, of course. I'm in limbo now. Hold on. Just thinking.
That's all right. We're getting to know Fuzzy, everybody. This is the way we get to know him on a deeper level.
Yeah. All right, rephrase that, please, because I kind of like started buffering
Well, we got one of the
I'll
comments.
answer anything you want, but just
So do you think because of the way support wasn't handed and it wasn't available back in the day, growing up and doing all the stuff that you were trying to do, like entrepreneurship, that when someone does support, be it a bandmate or like the Twitch crew that you have, the Fuzzy crew coming up, that you support them back, like you feel like these guys got my back, so I will go 110% for them as well?
Oh yes, 100%. I mean, you can ask the viewers in the chat. I'm sure many of them are from the Fuzz community. While we refer to it, for example, I have something in the stream called Perk Store. Like if it wasn't for them, I won't be here right now. So it's like they spend their time. Like some of them, when you type exclamation mark watch time, it says, for example, this person has watched Fuzzy for 1 month and 6 days. Like it counts the hours total.
Wow.
It's like, that's his life, man. That's his life. He took a month of his life and put it in my channel. That's his life. Like, look how much, even if he was AFK at these times, he just made sure that his tablet or something, whatever he's doing, is on so he can make sure he supports me. Like they're putting so much time into stuff. And I'm not talking about like, yeah, there are financial contributions, but some things are priceless by just being there, keeping something on for that person. That's why I do have the Perk Store always gives back. Every beginning of the month, I give maybe more than $500 worth of stuff and games to the viewers. And it's not a giveaway. It's like if you watch enough, you'll earn enough points, just like these places for kids where you play and you get enough tickets to redeem like a bear or something, but in a stream way. It's like, you watch this. I always have to give back. There has to be some type of something to give back, because it's always in my mind that I want to remember. I don't know how big I'm gonna get. I go to look at big streamers. Some of them I despise, and some others I respect so much. He'll be like, for example, 40,000 viewers, and he's still trying to thank everyone in the chat and thanking everyone in the chat. Some other streamers have 1,000 viewers and they don't thank anyone, as if they're on top of the world. It's like, what are you talking about, man? You are here because of them. If these people watching right now just click one button, which is the X on the top right corner, you are nothing. That's your X, not theirs. So you always have to thank. They're not asking you for anything. The viewers aren't asking you for anything. It's just them being there creates that atmosphere that makes this community, that makes the channel, that makes me, that makes you, So giving back is always something I feel like I have to do, because I'm always appreciative, if that's the word, of what brought me here.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I think, like I said, I think I have that same mentality going forward. And I found that, like I said, when it's a crowd support, like especially with the band, for example, when there are people that are rooting for us to achieve more, and they're putting their time, like you said, and putting their money in buying, for example, a CD or something. When someone comes by and I've seen their name, or I've seen them share stuff, and I've seen them at the shows, I always try to give back. I'm always like, yo, guest list, or come up to the backstage area, or let's do this and let's do that. I just feel like that's one of the few things that I could do, but I want to be able to give them something back, because they've given us so much already.
Exactly. I mean, I know you from real life. We're kind of the same frequency. That's why we clicked and ended up hanging out to a level that we don't even remember how we actually met.
I
just like faded into each other's
just
lives.
feels like we've always known each other constantly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm jumping into the chat real quick. Diablo saying, let's talk about the future, shall we? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? and will you expand on music? Diablo, I'll get to that. I want to kind of get into Sea of Thieves a little bit, because I just find it so interesting, because I never knew him as a gamer. So I think you guys already know a lot of this stuff, but I want to dig deep into the gaming stuff, and then we'll definitely talk into where do you see yourself in 5 years. Yeah, he also says, what was the question again when you were buffering? Yeah, Fuzzy is very supportive to anyone. Trust me in that, from Nabilski. He also adds, I was just thinking of streaming. Fuzzy gave me a full setup for me to start. Feeling blessed for that. Nice. Hunter saying he supports us in many ways, not even free stuff and giveaways. That's very cool. I've just started tuning in. I actually checked the other day. I've been tuning into the streams for a month, and I've seen as someone who doesn't even game, I've seen the community, and I've seen the value that the streams bring and stuff. So I can only imagine what you guys are going for. Fuzzy's just an overall good guy. It's easy to support him. From honestly 520.
Thank you.
Fuzzy talking facts at the moment. Diablo saying shots fired. I'm not sure what that was referring to. Fuzzy makes us as a viewer feel important.
It's probably about when I talked about other streamers, like thousands of viewers, and they don't even thank, because that's my experience.
Yeah.
You know, there's Summit. Summit is one of the biggest streamers. When I subscribe, every once in a while, he looks at the activity feed and he thanks you by name.
Yeah.
Or, hey guys, thank you so. And he gets like 30, 40,000. There's another person that I used to be subscribed to. Of course, it's fine to forget at some point. Sorry for interrupting. It's fine to forget. Sometimes you're in a heated moment. You're fighting another player or something, you know. If a person forgets to thank for a sub once or twice, it's fine. But like, then he realized that he's not thanking anyone, and he feels like he's, you know, on a throne sitting like this, you know, just let the subs flow in. They love me too much. They love me to a level that I don't need to thank them. That is disgusting. And I unsub to that streamer due to that reason.
Yeah.
You know?
I think this
wasn't bad or anything, but just like, you know.
I think this sums it up perfectly, because they say Fuzzy makes us as a viewer feel important. He remembers us and things that are going on in our life. He seems like he genuinely cares. And I think that comment, or that chat, I don't know the lingo in Twitch, but that comment is it sums it up perfectly, because like I said, I think it's not that you are putting on a show to care. Like you just care. You just really genuinely care, and I think that's what makes it super cool.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. He really makes us part of the stream, which is awesome.
That's just how it is, you know.
Yeah. Yep, Fuzzy's making us part of his life. Shout out to everyone in the chat. It's great to see these comments and everyone chiming in onto the conversation. Fuzzy is super humble and appreciative of his fans. We love him for that, and the support he gives right back. I call them Fuzzies.
That's very nice of them.
But yeah, so let's talk about how this happened, how this community became this community that we're talking to and having this conversation with right now. How Sea of Thieves became a thing in your life, because as someone that I haven't played a game since like Grand Theft Auto back when it was bird's eye view. I've never owned a PlayStation or a Nintendo or anything like that.
GTA 2, yeah.
As someone that hasn't been around it, I sit and watch hours of Sea of Thieves, you playing Sea of Thieves, of your streams, and I don't know, I cannot tell you like how much I enjoy it or why exactly I'm sitting there watching it. So I'm very curious about how it started and how this community grew together. If you could just like give us the history of this whole journey.
All right, so remember I talked about an update that came to Sea of Thieves. That was like the downtime of my life. I was like broke and everything just sucks, and And that sucks. You know, life goes up and down. Like I'm healthy, family's healthy, everything's fine. I'm not complaining. It's just like it feels like everything is gloomy and dark. There's no future. I can't like afford the simplest things. Basically, not like food and stuff. I wasn't poor, but I I'm a tech person. I want to just update the graphics card. No, I can't. I want to buy a 64 gigabyte USB. No, I can't. Stuff like that. So I was playing Sea of Thieves, me and Jackie, and it was just our nighttime, our kids sleep, and I recorded the encounter. When I uploaded on YouTube, I got 150 viewers overnight. That was the birth of my channel, the very first video I ever uploaded. I was like, 150 views. 150 views for a channel that just started is massive, because channels that just start get actually 5 views, and that's like your friend, your cousin, your neighbor, and their dog. So basically, I was like, and they're like, wow, that's awesome. Please upload more. I never took it seriously, but I started just uploading random encounters like once a month. The very first video was in May. Anyways, long story short, I started over time uploading more. And the more I just started editing videos whenever I felt like it, One day, a new update for Sea of Thieves came out, and I was like, I never took it seriously yet. I'm just uploading for fun, once a month, once every 2 weeks, stuff like that. I wanted to learn about some new feature in Sea of Thieves, so I checked YouTube without mentioning names. Everything there was clickbaits, or not everything, is the ones I found were clickbaits and things that are just like sometimes the guide you want to give is like, yeah, right click, then press space twice, you will do that. That's literally what it is. It'll be a 7-minute video running around the point in circles just to get views. I was like, what? And there's a F-bomb every 2 seconds. I was like, okay, that doesn't make sense. Maybe I should make an update about new video. I ended up gathering different information from different videos to know what's actually happening. Then I made my own video of it. And that got 1,000 views overnight. Mm-hmm. That kind of like broke the internet for me. This is it. I'm a YouTuber. I started telling my friends to join and stuff. And then I got like 34 subs in total. Anyways, 34 subs I got. So over time, I started uploading more bad videos again. I didn't understand that you need to upload the right time at the right place. I can't upload about a feature that was added to Sea of Thieves a year and a half ago and wonder why no one's watching it, because no one's searching for it. People ate that enough, So people are like, over time, Fuzzy, why don't you stream? I don't want to say details exactly because it will be a long conversation how exactly my channel started growing audience, but consistency, quality, and stuff. I already had the talent in producing quality videos. That you have the same too. It's just things we do. So they started, can you stream? I started streaming. I had 10 viewers beginning on YouTube, but I realized that super chat and all that does not work. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna move to Twitch. I was like, guys, don't ever ask me for a face cam. First, I was like, don't ever ask me to stream. I'm not gonna stream. I just want to upload YouTube videos, sit back, relax, and enjoy. I started.
You just sounded, by the way,
they're like, face cam.
The sit back, relax, and enjoy sounded like your YouTube intros.
Yeah, exactly. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Yeah, exactly. So they're like face cam. I was like, you know what? You can say no for a while, but I'm growing faster than I expected. So, I hit affiliate in a week, which is the fastest possible to become affiliate on Twitch. You need to have like, I think 50 followers and 3 viewers average and stream for 7 different days. That's what makes it like a week, 7 different days, I hit affiliate in like 1 week immediately. Affiliate where people can sub and like send cheers and stuff like this. Then they're like face cam. I was like, I just threw a number. I was like, you know what, guys, face cam at 1,000 followers. I was like, I'm never gonna get there, you know. And they started asking a face cam when I was like around 500 followers, you know. The second 500, I announced the face cam at around 500. One guy was like, oh, since you're 500 followers now, give us a face cam. I was like, guys, I'm never gonna do a face cam. You know what? Get me to 1,000, I'll do a face cam. The second 500 took 10 days maybe. The first 500 took like 2 months, 3 months. It's like, I was like, calm down, people, you know. So I felt like over time, I kind of like reversed that. And I was like, I reversed that and I started thinking that it's like the feedback is more than you actually expected. And it's being given to you more than you ask for. So I might as well go all in. And that's when I started branding and choosing a color. Green is my favorite color anyways, but you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And that's what became here. It's not like I said, I'm going to do this and I'm going to add a face cam and I'm going to this. It's the community that made me what I am now. It's the community that said face cam, the community that said play other games, the community that said, why don't you have a subreddit? I made a subreddit recently, you know, it's inactive. I never like promoted it, but like they asked me for things. So the community is being built brick by brick by the community itself. When they point fingers, what they want, this happens.
Yeah.
And
I think, yeah, man, that's, I think, like you said, it's the community that built it. But when was the, like you said, the switch between like I'm just uploading a couple of different things, I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch, and then I want to let me like make a logo. Let me look at this, look at things in a different way. What was, or who was someone that was the inspiration or the driving force behind it? Were you already into gaming channels? Were you already watching Twitch streams? Or was it part of the community, like people telling you should do this?
I never used to watch streamers, and there's no streamer that, I'm not saying this like, you know, I did everything my own. That's just the truth. I didn't become a streamer because I enjoyed someone else streaming and I was like, oh, what he's doing is awesome, I want to do that, you know. It's the demand of the community, you know. It's like opening a store, for example. You're a tailor, you know, you only make jackets, you know what I mean. Over time you make nice jackets and someone says, you know, I would really like pants that go with this one, the same color, but I don't make pants. Over time we need pants. What are you gonna do? You're gonna eventually figure out a way to make pants that are convenient and comfortable. Now you have a full outfit, you know. I didn't make pants because the store next to me makes pants and, oh, these look cool, I would like to make the same, you know. It literally was formed and brought to life by the people.
Yeah. First of all, I never thought the word pants would be said so much on a single episode, but that was a good metaphor. I'm curious, everyone in the chat, when a few of you guys already posted this, but when the first time you found Phuzzy was was it on YouTube, was it on Twitch, and how long you've just been part of the clan? What do you call the tribe? You call them the Fuzzy crew?
The Fuzz.
How long you've been part of the Fuzz? I'm curious. I'm jumping into the chat real quick. Nabilski says, Headman, you're always into music and giving so much time for your band. All the respect to you, brother. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot coming from you. Honestly, 520 says, I found Phuzzy from his YouTube series, like many people looking to become a better pirate, and he hooked me real quick once I found his stream. Just super wholesome. That's super cool. Banana told me about Phuzzy. We were having lunch and we got Phuzzy on the TV from Diablo. Mexican Moose is in the house. What is up, my dude? Thank you for tuning in. Where else are we? Yeah, I found Phuzzy on YouTube, and since then I'm a regular viewer. He is never regretted it, and I've never regretted once. Best guides and gameplays, honest guides and gameplays from Diablo. Yeah, absolutely. Mexican Moose says
Thank you.
it sounds like
Thank you,
most YouTubers who've switched from YouTube to Twitch. 7 days within a 30-day period is the week. Yeah. And to be honest, it's different for absolutely everyone.
I just did 7 days in a row, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I hit affiliate, you know.
He also adds, it's interesting to hear the way that he grew as a creator, completely different from myself and other peers on Twitch. Shout out to Mexican Moose for tuning in. Where are we at? Now we're gonna get Fuzzy to make pants for the perk store. There you go. You need pants for merch now. Fuzzy, show him how to do a poll.
Nice. There is actually in the merch store. I will add pants.
All right, there we go. Hashtag we want pants is in the chat.
Nice.
Where are we at? So when are these fuzzy pants coming? Best videos to get better at playing Sea of Thieves since I started playing the game plus minus half a year ago. We also got 6 months ago on Twitch because I was interested in Sea of Thieves. YouTube for me, then right to Twitch was my first experience with Twitch, and the rest is history. 100%. My first experience with Twitch was checking Fuzzy out, and then I texted him. I was like, I need some advice. I'm live streaming on Facebook, and this Twitch thing looks amazing. And he's like, you should switch over, man. It's a much better streaming platform.
Yeah, Twitch is the land.
Hunter Orange says, found Fuzzy on YouTube last year looking for Sea of Thieves videos. Then I started watching his Twitch streams when the pandemic started and was bored at home. A Cat Charmer says, my friend told me about Fuzzy and it made me go back playing Sea of Thieves and to tune in to his streams. Mexican Moose says that's the best thing to do if you're coming to Twitch from other platforms. Just grind out the first week and bring your community over. Fuzzy's catering to chat even on someone else's stream. Yeah, I learned from the best. You gotta go for it.
Honestly, I can see the chat, but I'm trying not to read it so I won't get distracted. You know, like I'm just a guest here, guys. Leave me alone.
Yeah, this is where he gets to chill. This is where, but I'll bombard him with your questions. Yeah. So yeah, Twitch affiliate is the time when people could subscribe to you. You get a little bit of money through the Twitch platform itself. You're already making money from ad revenue over on YouTube. But when in that like whole journey do you say, can I live off this?
Yes. It's a click. It's honestly a click. And I'm going to be honest with this, guys. Around the end of February, and everyone would know that, I reached the partner status of Sea of Thieves. I'm a Sea of Thieves partner, and the partner status on Twitch. When I applied to Twitch on partner, they say it's almost impossible to get it the first time. I became partner the very first time, and so the streamers that got it the first time.
Sorry to cut you off, but for those that might not know, including me, what that means, becoming a Twitch partner. What does that entail exactly?
Well, there's a big rules thing that no one reads, you know, but you get the fancy check mark next to your name, and you have extra, of course, commitments, you know, like not streaming on other platforms at the same time and stuff like that. But you get extra, you get more emote slots, you get full-on encoding, which means like right now, for example, let me check. For example, now just because you recently started, if you open the settings on your stream, it says quality 720, which is the source of your stream. Mm-hmm. All right. When you become affiliate, it becomes like depending on what server you're on, or if they have server capacity, to add different encoding options from like 480 to 1080 and stuff like that, 420 to I forgot what the 400 one is, so basically you get more encoding options. Affiliate first come first serve. Sometimes you'll have options, sometimes not, which is kind of bad for someone with slow internet. If you're streaming at 1080 60 frames per second, it might be buffering all the time. When you become partner, you always have that. That's one of the most important things. Like every time I stream, you have all the options so everyone can watch. Other than that, you have emote slots. You can squad stream, which means we can co-stream together from within Twitch itself without any plugins. And there's way more to it. Also, it's kind of like psychological. When someone checks a stream and there's a check mark next to his name, just like having that on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, immediately becomes a person of interest. Like I noticed after I got that purple check mark, more people tune in the stream. Doesn't mean they stay, but more people pass by the stream.
Yeah.
Some of them stay, some of them leave.
Yeah. So going back to what we're saying, you that's the point where you started thinking maybe this could be maybe I could do this full time.
Well, that's the thing. A week before that, someone who's in the chat came to my channel, and he technically sponsored me for a massive boost in a very short time, which is Diablo. Of course, there's so many people that supported me and changed my life in the stream. But Diablo came at a time where I was like still struggling and like, living off things and stuff. And he kind of like threw all the love and gifted, like, for example, subs. When he gifts subs, that's a big support, because you go and gift subs and he throws like 100 subs and 50 subs and stuff like that. What it does is that, for example, you just open the door because when I gift you a sub, you gifted a sub that day, remember? On my stream, you gifted a sub to someone. That person, when the sub,
no, I was just gonna say I was testing it out for the first time, because I also heard, I was reading about it, and I thought that's the best way. That's one of the good ways to support a streamer.
Yeah, exactly. Because what happens is, for example, when someone gifts me a sub, of course, I'm not saying Diablo was the start of this. He gave me a big boost. And then there are many other people that followed after that did amazing things. But I'm just telling you, when it started, the moment where I said, okay, if I work harder, I can do this full time. Of course, Twitch alone doesn't give me full time. YouTube alone does not give me full time. I have a combination of merchandise, YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon. These together give me full time.
Yeah.
That's why I have to keep like an octopus to work on this and work on this and work on this, And that's when basically I started fading into full time, and then my content changed since then. And a week after that, I hit Twitch partner and Sea of Thieves partner on the same day. When I hit partner, I used to get like around 80 average viewers. I jumped to like 150 average viewers overnight. That click, the life-changing moment of like, oh my God, So it all happened by the end of February.
Yeah, that's shout out. First of all, shout out to Diablo and everyone that supported the channel, because I think those are the moments that really define a path. There's very few moments where you're one of them for me was the first time after we released our first full-length album. Someone came up to me and they're like, yo man, I believe in this so much, I'm gonna put it in Virgin Megastores. We're gonna distribute this stuff. It's gonna be all over the Middle East. You can buy it in any store and stuff. And that was a guy called Mu'tasim from Metal East Records. They were like a record label basically, but it's just one dude that really genuinely wanted to support the band. And I'll never forget that first boost. Like everyone that bought the album afterwards, obviously everyone that came to the shows and stuff. But that first punch was just what we needed to like get it off the ground. So I can relate to that in that context.
Yeah, there's so many small streamers too. It's just like, you know, you just need to be at right time, right place, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, speaking of Diablo, I just saw one on the chat. He says, I see a bright future for this channel on Twitch, man. Good vibes. Keep up the good work. Shout out to you, man. You're the one spreading a lot of the good vibes. And shout out to everyone that's hitting the follow button, man. You guys, that means the absolute world to me. Mexican Moose saying, I'm excited to meet Fuzzy on his stream at some point. To be honest, I love meeting creators, large or small, and you already seem like a really chill guy. Shout out to Mexican Moose. Yeah, man, you definitely need to come by his stream. Probably being a recommended stream by Twitch helps a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that stuff goes a long way. I think that even the check mark over on like Instagram.
Recommended is hard.
Yeah, 100%. And Diablo saying, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Well, that's why I'm wearing shades, man. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask a little bit about the general reaction you get or got from friends, family, from the people that know you, from Jackie, when this thing was starting to happen, and you tell someone that isn't in the field or doesn't know what's happening that, you know, I make content for games full time. How did people take that at the very beginning?
Well, honestly, whenever people ask me, what do you do? I always like look into their mind and their lifestyle, to be honest, and their age. And my answer depends on that. If he's someone like around my generation or someone who seems like chill, I tell him I do YouTube videos about games, you know. But if someone like older or someone who seems like a bit out of that field, you know, I say I make educational apps on the Android, which is not a lie, you know, but I made educational apps on the Android. You know, that's the only difference. I only changed one letter. It's just to kind of like cut it short, you know, because I don't want him to think like, oh, he plays games all day, man. How is he supporting the family, you know?
Yeah. But how was the natural reaction from the close circles around you?
Well, honestly, the first year of YouTube, because my app started like going down and financially we started going down and stuff. Me and Jackie was always supportive, but you know, a mother with kids, you know, is more realistic than someone like me who sits in front of the computer all the time. You know, that's just a fact. So she was like, you know, can't you just do like YouTube in the evening and like work back with your father during the day and stuff? And I actually went and I worked back with my father for like 4 months part-time. I would work like 3 days a week, stuff like that. But honestly, it was bull because my mind is always in content creation, even though I had like 500 subs back then. And you know, it's good. 500 subs is amazing if you're growing to that, you know, but you can't make a living from that. You know what I mean? Just can't, you know, like to me, YouTube started generating some sort of revenue, like $100 per month after 10,000 subs. So that's a long road. That's a lot of sacrifice and time to get to 10,000 subs. You know, it depends. Some people get that in one video. They just happen to get recommended by the mighty algorithm and get there, you know. But at some points we had like arguments and, you know, you have to go back to your father's work. You can't do this and stuff, you know. It was very hard at certain times. And other people still until this day, think I'm a loser. Like they're awesome people. And I don't blame them 1%, you know, because, for example, I have an uncle who's wealthy. He's an awesome person and I love him. But he asks me like in a bit sarcastic way, oh, Fuzzy, you still make money. Sorry, can you hear me? Yeah, you still make money playing games, you know. Still like the way it's phrased, the way it's put, because he's a contractor. He made his money through sweating in the sun and going from one building to another, to constructions, to people, to dealing with labor, to that, you know. So how can someone just sit on one chair and make a living from that? You know, I don't blame him 1% for him to be in a different generation to look at it that way. So the way they look at it, like you said, the reaction is different. But now they're asking me less because they're seeing more reaction from other people. There's a saying in Arabic, you know, ما حدا بيحكي عن زيت وعكر, which means no one says my oil is bad or my produce is bad. No one says that. So basically, if I say I'm a great streamer, no one's gonna believe me. But when they say, oh, Fuzzy's in an interview, I'm muted. Why are people interested in him? You know, Fuzzy's partner on Twitch. It seems like he's actually doing something, not just playing games. So over time, people start asking less, but by you proving it. The only way to convince people is by proving it from results of other people. Even if you flex your biceps that big, it doesn't matter. When someone else says, your biceps are awesome, that's when you have sealed the deal.
That's that's super interesting, because I went through the exact same thing, the absolute same thing, but mine was even just filmmaking in general. My family and the extended family also didn't necessarily know exactly what I was doing. They're like, why do you want to make movies? Like, just make them for fun. Like that's not what someone does for a living. Why do you want to talk to people on this podcast? Why do you want to do all that stuff? And then I remember the day it switched, like you basically, like you were saying, when someone validates the hard work, when something they relate to is co-signing on your hard work. So one of the times someone came up to a family member of mine and said, oh yeah, so I saw Adnan's name on this National Geographic documentary. I really enjoyed watching the documentary, and I saw his name at the end. And then the family came up to me and they're like, wait, did you do that? And I was like, yeah, that's what I do. And then I became cool. And then they were like, oh, sweet, now we know.
Yeah. Now they're friends with you. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I think like you said, a lot of creatives in general, especially from this part of the world. I'm not generalizing. I know that's a very, very broad stroke, but creatives and people just kind of left of center from this side of the world get a little bit more friction from the traditional aspect of it, at least from our generation, than I've heard of from other parts of the world that are a little more versed in different creative fields. But it's just what it is. And I think one of the things that really, really changed for me, and the reason I put my like you said, all my eggs in one basket and trying to do things creatively was having a kid. I don't know what clicked in my head, but he just turned 1. I have a 1-year-old. It's such a weird thing.
Nice.
It's just so strange. But when I had the kid, I felt like I want to be in a position where he sees me not only just providing and being there for him and all that stuff, but also just generally happy. My brain switched from like, we should just be happy and healthy and around him in this way, and it made me drive faster towards the goals that I wanted to achieve. And I don't know if you experienced the same thing. How was it? Because becoming a father is a massive thing. It's huge. That I don't know if a lot of people in the chat can relate to this, but it's life changing in a lot of different ways, but also teaches you about yourself in a lot of different ways. So how was your experience, and did that contribute to your decision on what you want to do and how you want to approach life?
Oh, of course. The second you have a child, you start feeling like you have, in a good way, I don't mean it like in a bad way, it's a way of love, that you have a tsunami chasing you and you cannot stop. You know what I mean? Like you have to provide, you have to secure more, you have to do that. Because if you don't have a kid, you might be like, you know, me and Jackie, you know, even if we don't have money, it's fine. We can just live in like ramen noodles and you know, chill and do nothing all day. You know what I mean? That's fine. But when your child comes and tells you, you know, my kids are older than yours, but you know, now he starts walking and stuff. You know, when he asks you for something, like they say an Egyptian saying called "laban al-asfur," which means the milk of a bird. Like they're saying in Egyptian, they say like, if you want the milk of a bird, I'll get it for you. This shows like out of love, like ask me for it, not to spoil them, of course, but it's the act of love is like, I have to provide. So that obviously made me more serious, 100%, especially after the downtime and my app got banned and stuff like this. Is what, like, why would I grind for a year straight YouTube videos to absolutely no one and no revenue? You know,
Yeah.
why? It's because of my kids. It's because of that. Because the first year of my YouTube, it was more like speaking to an empty cave. All I can hear is my echo, or people that just happen to be there at the same time. And like, you know, there's 2 times we talk about caves now. I don't know why, but you know,
we just got in the
know?
chat loving these analogies. We went with caves, pants, birds, and
Yeah. As long as it makes sense. That day I was in the stream and I did something. I was like totally mentable. One guy was like, "What the hell is mentable?" I was like, "Didn't you understand what it means?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, I'll rest my case." It doesn't matter how I say it, as long as I understand.
as long as the message is delivered, we're okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But so a lot of the crew know that Jackie is part of the streams, and Jackie is a big part of the few times I tuned in and Jackie was there, the chat was just rooting on Jackie. Like they forgot about you for a second. So, but how did?
Yeah. They always say I'm just a cameraman.
So how did that? How does that dynamic work for you guys? Because you guys have been together forever as a couple. Like, how does this new thing you're doing fall into that relationship? How does Jackie jump on board with you and all that happen?
Well, Jackie was not a gamer, like, ever. She was a serious person, you know. So over time, she would I started watching Sea of Thieves, and I was like, "Jackie, watch this video. Look at this game, it's awesome. How would you play with me? Get away. I only played Duck Hunt in the past, and that's all I know." No, Jackie, watch this. Watch this, Jackie. Watch this other video. Watch this. Every day. She's like, "You know what? Screw that. Fine. So I showed her a Sea of Thieves video of Jacksepticeye. Was an awesome YouTuber, and he played Sea of Thieves in the beta days. I never played the early days of Sea of Thieves. I played it on launch. She's like, "You know what? That game actually looks funny." And she sat on the computer. She didn't know exactly how to move the mouse left and right, that a character would move like this, or a spacebar jumps and stuff. She had to actually look at the keyboard. You know what I mean? Now she slices pirates like morning breakfast. But you know what I mean? But it's just like it was hard. Jackie was not against games, but I feel like the fact that she games with me, and they always ask, when is Jackie gonna have her own channel? I was like, she's never going to. Jackie's not gonna do a face reveal. We did pictures, only a few pictures on Discord, and she's a part of the team. She's a mother and she has her responsibilities. You know, Jackie does not do content, but she became like the PhuzzyBond channel is me and Jackie. You know what I mean? I'm just a cameraman. So, but I believe that helped a lot. Jackie would support me anyways, because she did support me with my Android apps and stuff like that. You know, she's very supportive. But I feel like the fact that she's in the game with me, she has more tolerance to listen to my news. You know what I mean? Guess what YouTube did? Oh, you know what? This person released this video, and then YouTube and the streamer got banned. Now she's a part of this ecosystem where I can actually talk about my geekness with her, and she doesn't reply. She's like, yeah, that's nice and stuff. She doesn't like care who got banned or not, but when she hears the story, she plays along. You know what I mean? She likes, you know, the stuff like that. So yeah, the fact that she joined Sea of Thieves, and Sea of Thieves has that magic where you just feel like you want to join the adventure. That makes you love. And over time, she loved gaming. She never just fires up a game and plays ever. Like she probably just sit, read a book, do some crochet, stuff like this. But if she would play a game, she would play with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you playing something tonight? Oh, I feel like doing Minecraft. All right, I'll join you. You know?
Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things that I got to see when I tuned into your stream, because I wasn't expecting it, and then I heard her voice and I was like, yo, that's one of the coolest things I could ever see. And you guys are hanging out playing this game together. I think the dynamic of it is super cool. And
so
yeah,
many people brought in their couples, and he's like, how can I convince my wife to play? He's like, just keep showing her Jacksepticeye videos. Just keep showing her, you know, stuff like this. Just joking, but I know for a fact there are so many couples that start playing Sea of Thieves together, and their wives became gamers because of Jackie.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just want to give a shout out to everyone hitting the follow button, everyone joining the tribe. You guys are absolutely amazing. The fuzz is coming out strong. We're at 45, I think, right now. So that's absolutely crazy that on the first on the second stream on Twitch, you guys are coming out strong. I'm gonna jump into
you're blowing up. The quality and everything you have is just
thank you, man. Thank you very much. The concept of this show just came out from I started doing the podcast when the lockdown happened in April, and then I thought, I have so many people in my circles that are so interesting and such like creative and interesting people in general, that I know a lot of people would like to listen to, like just get to hear their story, get to hear their journey, and I just started hitting people up and talking to them on the show and putting it, you know, up on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff, and the more we did it, the more people contributed in the chat, the more people started becoming part of the conversation, and it's one of the coolest things in the world. Like I told you when we first set this up, I'm using the podcast as an excuse to catch up with you. Like it gives us this platform where I could sit down for hours and talk to my old friend and just be like, how's it going, man? Tell me your story. What's been up? Because it's
awesome, man.
Because
I also want to thank you so much for giving a chance for the fuzz to know more about me, because I can't just I don't usually do just chatting streams, but if I do, it's not going to be as much as questions like this. It's mostly going to be about, you know, maybe some about me, but it's going to be more about like Sea of Thieves and how does someone become a streamer and stuff like this.
Yeah, I think I think it's just super interesting, and I know I've seen the chat on your streams, and a lot of people are curious about stuff, personal stuff from your life, and you respond to as many as possible. But I think this like long form podcast stuff is always so interesting. I'm gonna jump into the chat real quick, like you always do. I just came to support Fuzzy. Didn't expect actively watching like this. He's a solid interviewer. Thank you. That means a lot to me. The one-handed gamer, not gonna lie, I would love to share my experience on here someday in the future. Dude, hit me up. I'm always into talking to people from all over the world. It's very difficult
he's 3 followers away from Twitch affiliate. Come on, guys. 3 followers away from Twitch affiliate.
Am I really? Okay. Oh yeah, 47. Oh my god, now. The fuzz is really coming out strong. You guys are amazing. Mexican Moose says it's very difficult for people brought up with old expectations to accept this, that such job roles exist now, and it's all due to the creators of 2008 to 2012. They basically made it possible for people who just want to be creative to follow their dreams. Yeah, shout out. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either. I could imagine what it's like to be a creator in non-Western places. It must still be so new over there that some people don't know how to react to it. 100% true. I'm loving these analogies. Yeah, there were some great analogies in there. Jackie is the streamer. Fuzzy is just there from Diablo.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah.
A lot of all fear for Jackie having to deal with Fuzzy all the time. The dynamic between them is just so awesome. There's another one. If you took a drink every time she got on him for trying to fight with no supplies, or for leaving her solo on the ship, you'd be wasted by the end of the stream. All the love from the Fuzz and the entire crew over there. The Mexican Moose saying, "Let me bring in a few of my people, dude. Thank you so much as well." 50 followers and you'll hit Twitch. Oh, did we? Oh my God, we just hit 50 followers, dude. Thank you guys so much. I wish I had your confetti.
We'll catch up on all that stuff.
I need the fuzzy
all
confetti.
you need now is 7 days, 7 different days within 30 days. That's it. And you'll be elite.
Hopefully I can knock that out of the park. That's a madness right there. Yeah, thank you guys. Mexican Moose going off in the chat. Everybody following. You guys are absolutely amazing. Damn, I lost my train of thought now. This is super cool. Tayyib, I want Tayyib, that you know that I'm flustered when I say that word.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask. There were a couple of questions when we first started, and a couple of people are interested. What are you doing with music and kind of developing apps and stuff right now? Is it all pushed to the side? Is it something you're looking to get back into? What is the status on all the other stuff that you used to do?
Well, first thing, if there were more than 24 hours per day, I would release them sooner. That's the first thing. But time is a problem. Like I said, I'm running YouTube. Like I released a YouTube video today, and tomorrow I have a Twitch stream. And earlier, like there's always something going on. And after tomorrow I have a video. So when the snowball becomes in itself momentum, like where I can bring more, like for example, I put a lot of chill music in the background of my stream, but I want that music to transform to become my music. I need time to record my guitars, chill music, just like the one they hear, but my music that they can get from my stream store for free or anywhere, It's just like I have so much to give, but so little time, But I always believe that time will tell you it's now. Time will tell you. Don't rush. Time will tell you. You will feel it in the air, That loose screw in your head will tell you, ding, You'll hear it ringing. It will tell you it's now to release some music. Of course, time is a big factor, but when time it's time telling you. So time knows how to give you that space where you can afford an hour or two per day to start composing music, and over time end up into like 3-4 tracks for starters,
I have a pitch for you. Do you remember the
Yes.
you wrote and recorded a solo album back in, I can't, maybe it was 15 years ago. I think I'm not mistaken if I said 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I still remember.
Join me in like one of the songs or two.
I still remember those songs. I still remember that music. And I say, if you still have them laying around, that could be a little nugget of something, just a little history of
I need
Fuzzy.
to dig, but I'll find them.
I have that's my pitch. And let me know if you guys in the chat are down with that. I think just getting a glimpse of Fuzzy from 15 years ago, a full album was recorded. So I'm super curious if you guys are down with that. Would is that anything you ever thought of, going back and revisiting, maybe remixing or doing anything with those tracks?
Well, I do have another album I made with the Yazan, Yazan, friend here. That was just before I went to Canada. Is a band called Jumping Turtle, and my subscription tune is from that. It's very experimental music, and the only thing that's keeping that music away is that the hard disk that the remastered music is on broke. So I sent it to Dubai to be transplanted into another one. And then that was a while back. Then quarantine happened and all that stuff. But I think after like a month or something, I'm going to have it back. I just never followed up, and because it's not only about remastering. I can remaster the tracks that I have now. We added more guitar solos over time, and we added a better bass line and stuff like this. So that was it. But I promise you guys, it's coming. Everything's coming. Everything's coming on time, and it's sooner than you think. Because see, like right now, more and more people ask about it. Time is starting to knock on the door and telling you, go for it. Because so many people ask me, "Is that your music in the background?"
Mm-hmm.
In my streams, and it bothers me so much that it's not, because I can write music just like that. You know what I mean? So why can't it be mine? I just need time. I have all the guitars and the equipment that I need to do that.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. And just looking at the chat, I think every single person in here wants to hear those. Those tracks were crazy good. Oh, Brent's in the house. What's up, Brent? Thank you for tuning in. Brenton was around when those.
Is that
tracks
Brenton?
were made.
Brenton, the one we know?
Yeah, Brenton's in the house.
Brenton, man. Ages, man. I see him on Instagram, secretly liking my pictures. How's it going, man?
Yeah, the old school crew is in the house. He adds also, please come to DXB so we can jam.
Well, honestly, there's a plan that within 2 years we're gonna end up moving to Dubai. So it's just better for my content, and at least when I want to buy a slipper from outside, they're not gonna take $100 customs.
Yeah,
that's the main reason. I can just like look online, buy whatever I want, upgrade my gear, and
Yeah, and if that happens, I shotgun an interview podcast in person in the new podcast room that I'm working on. That's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna get everyone to to check out the proper in the room podcast. Everyone is also saying yes. We need new music and pants, Fuzzy. We're talking about those pants are gonna have to happen.
Well, I don't know what pants are. Streamers don't have legs. That's a fact. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, maybe that's your market. Maybe it's just like a little bag you can put over. I love watching Fuzzy play. Still making the transition from watching on YouTube to Twitch, but it's not just. He said everyone should follow Unmuted. And I'm going to follow you. This has been good interview. I think you're worth my time. Thank you so much. You guys honestly have no idea how much those words mean to me. And just saying, I know this stream is streaming also on YouTube and Facebook as well as Twitch. I think we're making the transition to Twitch full time for the Unmuted live streams, because the support from the community and just the general like what is it called, interface is just a whole lot better.
Well, to be honest, restream in general is not good over time. For starters, like what you're doing now, since you're moving here, telling all your audience come to Twitch is the right thing to do. But eventually you're gonna have to like go on and well, anyways, when you become like grow an affiliate and partner, you're gonna reach a stage where you're not allowed to do that legally, you know. So
yeah. Having said that, that's a great pivot point. Having done this for as long as you have, seeing the pros and the cons, and you know, trying to figure out how to grow on YouTube, how to grow on Twitch, finding the fuzz, finding your tribe. What's your advice for up and coming streamers or people that are interested in trying out streaming or content creation full time? Because you've been nothing but generous with your advice of me just testing out things on Twitch and trying to figure out like, oh, what even is a sub? I didn't even know what that was. What would your advice be for people that are interested in this world?
all right. Of course, it depends on the streamer. Like to you, for example, your value is within the stream itself. You know what I mean? But I believe that Twitch without YouTube is very hard, because people found out about my Twitch through my YouTube by providing value. Why do they come to Twitch? I'm just another pirate in Sea of Thieves playing a game just like another 300 streamers streaming Sea of Thieves. Why would they come to me from all these other people? Some of them have better cameras, some of them are better players, some of them have better audio, some of them, you know what I mean? Their stream is just more entertaining. Why? Because I provided value and answers on YouTube on how you can become better in this game. So you feel like you appreciate that when you met the other player in the game, you actually sunk him and stole his treasure. That gave you an adrenaline rush. They're like, oh, Fuzzy did that to me. Awesome. I'm going to go watch his streams. You feel like you want to come, whether it's me or any other content creator that provides value on his YouTube. So provide, they're saying in Arabic, they say, put it an earring in your ear or something, you know, like,
how do you say in Arabic?
Value. حط حلقة بودنك, you know, they say حط حلقة بودنك.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know. If you don't provide value for your viewers, they're going to struggle. It doesn't have to be guides. You can just be like an exceptionally skilled player, like Ninja, for example, one of the biggest Fortnite streamers. He didn't become known from YouTube. He became known from Twitch, if I'm not mistaken, you know. It's because of his exceptional skills. What's the value they're looking at? Oh, this guy's so good. They start learning from him by looking at how he does things, you know. So even the unmuted show, for example, take these stream highlights from the VODs that are recorded on Twitch. You know how it like records based on the settings you have. You make a highlight of that on YouTube. Try and have the same tags, the same everything. No one has time to watch a 2-hour interview, but they can watch a 20-minute highlight of that. Over time, they're going to make time to come to your stream. So this is only one super serious thing. Provide value. I don't know what the value, it's up to you to figure out what people want. Like how I realized that Sea of Thieves guides at the time, with all respect to what was there, need a bit more, you know. I did that and look at me now, thanks to you guys. It's the same. Provide value where it's needed without spamming, you know, like, oh, join my channel, sub for sub and all that trash, you know. And then people will just flow into you. Provide value. Remember.
100%. I think I completely agree with that, and thank you for saying that about the show. I think I gain from talking to people like you and talking to people on the show, and I always thought like I hope people would tune in and viewers would gain that kind of knowledge, just asking people like yourself, like, what advice would you give someone, and coming back with that. Like, I think that's one of the coolest things that I get to do. And I'm jumping into the chat real quick. There's 300 people, but nobody is as wholesome. Sink and steal, but always stay family friendly. I love that one. I think I think that.
Well, yeah, these come later.
Yeah. Did you?
Sorry, fast. The value is to come to Twitch But the family friendly is to stay on my channel. You're not gonna discover that I'm family friendly or I read the chat a lot unless I provided value, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other streamers right now streaming Sea of Thieves to 3 viewers, their girlfriend and their phone, you know, and they are super family friendly and awesome. But how are you just gonna reach that person? That's why you need to provide value. It's like raising your hand. Hey, I'm here, you know.
The Mexican Moose in chat says, I'll be honest, for me, it's not about the cameras or overlays, etc. If I come across a streamer that's entertaining and has connection to their community, then I'm likely to stay. But if they don't really focus on the chat, then I leave. It's about the work the streamer puts in rather than the numbers. Yeah, I think that shows also the sense of community, like you were saying. Fuzzy is the most wholesome pirate you'll ever find. I completely agree. F for F and S for S never works, from the Mexican Moose.
Follow for follow, sub for sub. Yeah.
Okay, so that's people just trying to get more people onto their
spammers. You know, hey bro,
yeah.
you know, follow for follow. I'll get my friends to follow too. So
yeah. It's a little bit of both for me. I watch Freemason because I feel like I learn things about PvP, but I don't participate in his chat like I do with Fuzzy. I watch Fuzzy because the community is awesome and it's just an overall good experience. From Honestly 520. Unmuted.
Honestly, yes.
Show Fuzzy got a haircut for your show, looking super fly. Did you? Is that a fresh cut?
It's actually like maybe 2 days ago. My last stream.
Yeah. People like to feel engaged with. Yeah, sorry. Thanks for explaining that. Fuzzy from Mexican Moose. Building community is part of it as well from Diablo, 100%. And I think this is something that psychologically I always like to poke at, like the idea of a tribe. That's why I call everyone joining Unmuted a tribe. Even for the band, we call all our friends the Svengali family. It's just something that I feel like once you're in. That's why I was asking you before about the, like, you know, that bond you get with the crew that joins. It's something that I've always been a fan of, and it's just something. Yeah. Do you remember there was a guy that did a documentary on heavy metal music? His name was Sam Dunn. I think the documentary was called Headbanger's Journey.
Yes.
And he looked at the metal fans and metal, like you know, festivals and all the people that go to these shows and stuff from an anthropological, is that a word? Anthropology is what I'm trying to say, point of view. So he looked at them as a literal tribe and tried to dissect how this tribe behaved and what their traditions were and what their, you know, little sayings and little, like, lingo was and stuff like that. And I feel like looking at the online world and what you do with the Fuzz and what you do on Discord and everything that you're doing on Twitch and YouTube, I feel like from an anthropology point of view, someone could break this down and be like, look, there's new lingo being made, there's little things that start happening and building as a culture from this one stream.
That's the thing. Do you know how many people became streamers because of the community? It's not because of like, you know, yeah, I brought them together, but it was their hard work that made them streamers. You know what I mean? Some of them average at 40 and 50 and 60 viewers now. When I met them, they didn't even have a channel. You know, they just, I'm there for them to ask, or any other content creator, but it's the community. That's one of the advice also that's kind of like to give, which is like someone would join a Discord, right? Like they say, follow for follow or sub for sub. Do not just be a kind person. Just help people out. Hey guys, I need to finish this quest in a game. Can someone help me? Hey guys, anyone want to join me for this? Over time, when people realize that you are a kind soul, they feel like they want to just open the stream while you're streaming for your 3 viewers just to support you. you never mentioned that you're a streamer. Just over time, they realized that, or while you're sailing, while you're playing a game, they joined you. That's how you grow. You know, that's assuming like you can do it in reverse. If you don't provide value through the networking, but not networking, just being active. Being only active doesn't help. Be helpful. People will feel like they want to help you back. Sail with different people every day. Play games with different people every day. Mention why, not in the Discord, not on Twitter, inside when you are playing the game with them, inside the game. I have a stream. You want to follow me over time. You want to join me on my stream? You want to sail with me? I'm going to stream. Over time, these people feel like they relate, just like the community. They feel like they're a part of you. They tell their friends, and that's how it goes.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, and I think that's one of the coolest things to see grow and be a part of. And I mean, you guys pushed it over 50 already on this channel, and I can only imagine how it feels to like keep growing and that support system that you guys already have. I mean, you've known me for an hour. That's crazy. So it's one of those things. I wanted to ask the chat if you have any questions for Phuzzy. Stick them in the chat now. I'm gonna ask him one last question, and then we're gonna do just your questions for the end of the stream. Honestly, 520 saying you're doing a great job engaging us too at a muted show. A great stream instincts. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. Yes, it is a word, anthropological. That was I stumbled over it a little bit. The poggers language, is that what like the stream lingo is called?
Yeah, you have to learn the Twitch. You know, I'm still learning the Twitch language too.
And content from Diablo. I think they're the emphasis that you make on the words.
Yeah, content. Yeah.
Where are we? There's something about Fuzzy that attracts awesome people like Diablo, Auto, and many more. And then there's a reply to that: just being nice, wholesome, caring people. And not enough of those around, so we get people like Fuzzy. They stick out. I completely agree with that. I think there's a whole lot of noise. You know, actually, just to kind of relate it back to just how long we've known each other and how I feel like there's a lot of parallels. When I started Svengali, my band, I mean, it's a metal band. Metal is aggressive sounding, screaming. There's a whole lot of people singing about a whole bunch of dark stuff. I wanted to kind of make it stand out by making sure that lyrically all our content was in one way or another positive, and in terms of like just being uplifting, overcoming obstacles. We're not singing about the dark times. We're singing about how to overcome them and how to celebrate your friends. I mean, I literally have lyrics that say, you know, this is for my family, for my friends, in the lyrics, which is super unmetal of me, but I
slay the cat and bury the donkey and
yeah, and all the normal stuff that you hear in metal stuff. But yeah, I think that really does stick out, and for people that like myself that didn't find that kind of wholesome or at least just positive energy somewhere, I tried to figure out a way to create it myself, and I think that's where Fuzzy's head was at as well.
Do you have anything you can show now, or you're not allowed? Like from copyright or something?
I don't know, because we distribute through CD Baby, so I'm not sure if it'll flag it or not. Yeah, yeah, but but if you guys hit the follow, I'm actually gonna live record the vocals for one of the songs on Twitch at some point. So there'll be some music stuff happening on this channel as well. All right, we got some questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. First question: does he like cheese?
To a certain extent, because I'm lactose intolerant. I'm actually not the biggest fan of cheese since I became lactose intolerant, because I just feel like it's too greasy over time.
Mm-hmm. It's a good answer. What's the story behind Fuzzy's half sleeve?
This one? Oh, this, well, we were very, it was snowing. Do you remember? He was there.
I was there.
It
I
was
remember.
snowing, and we were, and we were with this tattoo artist. His name is Huz. He's never done a sleeve tattoo before. And I'm, you know, like what Head said, that I have a maybe loose screw in my head. And I'm always the kind of like hamster, the hamster, the lab rat, basically. He's like, hey, Fuzzy, what? You know, I've never done a sleeve tattoo before. Okay, why are you telling me that? You know, since it's snowing and there's nothing going on and the roads are blocked, how about I'll do one in the house for free? It costs 800 JDs, which is around like $1,000 and a bit more, but I'll do it for free. I was like, free? I never even thought of doing sleeves. I was like, here's my arm, you can have it. But does it hurt? And I think Head and Firas and Zaid Amarin, I think you guys went and bought the beers. I don't drink alcohol anymore. It's been more than 10 years. But back in the day, we brought the beer and we put it in the snow. Do you remember? Outside. And he just started like slapping this tattoo. And it was more fun than anything else. Like the experience. I didn't care about the tattoo or the blood coming out of my arm. But it's just like this, you know. And I remember me sitting like this and Zaid Amarin with a small like cheap whiskey bottle, just chugging it in my mouth. He's like, man, it's okay, I can handle pain. No, drink, you feel better, man. I was like, all right, man. You know, then I don't remember the tattoo finishing. I just remember waking up the next day.
Yeah, it was
something like that. It might be foggy memories, but something like that.
That's basically what happened. I remember looking over at you sitting on the chair, just going, wait, you're gonna finish the whole thing now? Like, can't you do it in chunks? And you're like, no, we're just gonna finish it now. And I now that I know
that's why it's not colored.
Now that I know the process of doing tattoos and stuff, that I've gotten a bunch myself, I'm like, oh, you should have done that in parts, but the pain was excruciating by the end of it. Your endorphins run out, and like it was freezing. Obviously there was no heating system or whatever. It was inside. You were sitting there with your shirt off, just freezing, getting tattooed.
Yeah, he didn't have heating in the place too, and it was snowing outside. That was perfect.
Yeah.
It was like a rented old office that someone kicked him out like a few days later. So funny.
So hopefully that answers the question. Mexican Moose is saying, how did you two meet? We touched on this earlier in the stream, and we can't remember. It was about 15 years ago, and music was involved. And then Fuzz joined the band, or we started a band together, and then we've just been friends ever since. But lost contact along the way with everyone moving and stuff. What else we got?
Yep.
I've been listening for a while, but haven't opened the Twitch app till now. From Epic 0007. That's awesome. I didn't actually know you could do that. That's amazing. That's actually another point for Twitch right now.
Nice.
Sacred Wafer, is that, am I saying that right? I'm a big metalhead. I'm a big metalhead, and that's one thing that is way more widespread than people think. A lot of metal music is positive and about overcoming hardships. That's why I love it. 100%, I completely agree with you. Especially like the hardcore and punk scene that I come from. I'm talking more about the metal that's from this part of the world specifically, not just metal in general. I mean, I'm a huge fan of a lot of stage dives and high fives and positive metal bands from around the world, but I just didn't find any being made here in the Middle East. But yeah, I completely agree with you. There's a lot more positive metal out there. It's just the majority of it isn't, and the
popular, the mainstream ones mainly aren't.
Yeah, Yeah, but especially in the Middle East, you're not finding anyone singing about sticking up for your friends in anywhere here.
Yeah.
This was a topic of convo yesterday. Pizza was a topic of convo yesterday, and Hawaiian was involved.
Yes.
Where are we?
Now I'm hungry.
All right.
Can you mute that person for 10 seconds?
Does he regret it at all? Tattoos have a negative cultural connotation in a lot of places, and it's harder to hide stuff below the elbow. I love it as a person with multiple tattoos. I know I've experienced that personally. From Honestly 520.
I don't regret anything because I believe these are awesome memories that you'll learn in your life. It's more about the lesson I learned than the actual tattoo, and I'd rather have tried something myself than someone telling me don't do that. You know what I mean? So for example, if I go back in time, I would remove this tattoo. I won't get this one here, but I don't care about this one because in a culture like Jordan, where you go to like a government place, for example, where you need to do some paperwork, where people are a bit less in that frequency, you can say, it's very hard for me to cover this one, but it's easy for me to just wear a long sleeve and cover my sleeve tattoo, especially the world going weird. I'm thinking I'm some type of like the bear claw faction or something. I don't even know what that is, but it was just the $40 that I had at the time in Lebanon,
Yeah. I've gotten a few pieces.
No regrets, just lessons.
Yeah, I've gotten a few pieces under the elbow and a whale, free willy over on this side. But like you said, I think it's just one of those things. Like if I get weird looks, or if I get people asking why the hell I have these tattoos and stuff, it's less about me feeling like I regret it, and it's more about like I'll cater to the situation I'm in just to not get that question anymore. Like I'll wear a sleeve, a long sleeve a long sleeve t-shirt, go into places where I know they're they're iffy about it, and I'll just live my life happily without having to deal with that. We got a question from Diablo. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, and will you collab with other content creators?
Well, in 5 years, that relies on the hard work I put in. I think in 5 years, I'm going to take the analytics of the numbers I have. In 5 years, I'm going to be maybe a much more maybe known streamer or a content creator. Just taking these numbers and stretching them out with the same average. There are ups and downs to everyone. You never know. But about collaborating, I don't know if you guys noticed, it's rare for me to collaborate. Like I said, I'm more of my own bubble, and if something doesn't go my way, I just cannot function. And I don't like to be bossy with other people. I like to respect their opinion. So I just prefer to, you do your thing, I'll do my thing, So collaborations would depend very, very, like so many times I got asked to join Sea of Thieves, Sea of Champions or something like this. And always my initial answer is no. Until other content creators and tell me, come on, man, I would love you in my crew. I want to do this yeah, fine, I'll do it. It's not anything. For example, one of the things why I prefer not to collaborate is because if I'm collaborating and streaming, I can't read the chat like I do, because I have to listen to the other VIP streamer or content creator who's also working hard on his stuff. I have to make sure that I'm alert and I'm trying to reply to the things he says, because he also has viewers watching, and I don't want him to go asking Fuzzy a question and Fuzzy didn't reply to him because Fuzzy was reading chat. That will not look nice for his viewers, as if Fuzzy's ignoring him, So that's why I just prefer to stay in my own bubble, stream. If someone asks me to collab with them while I do not stream, that could be okay if I have time while I'm not streaming.
Yeah.
But while I'm on the job, it's very hard for me to do that. And I answered why.
Very cool. I can only imagine. I mean, doing this and reading, going through the chat and stuff like that. I think, like you said, it just waters down the experience for everyone if you were doing more of it. Hunter Orange is asking, since you spend so much time in front of the camera talking to people from all over the world, do you feel like English is now your first language? That's a great question.
I still think in Arabic. You know, that's
well, at least we know that all the sayings and all the all the metaphors that you have are definitely in Arabic, just based on this conversation.
It's just because, you know, like there's so much ancient history and like since the pharaohs and stuff like that goes way back. You know, we just learn from, and I think these people like mastered social engineering in a way that these sayings fit in the right place, and they're very powerful sentences, you know. That's why I say that. But yeah, I speak English most of the time. Even my kids speak Arabic, but not as good. The main reason is because I was raised in a school called the New English School, but I used to be a type of person that I have to think what I want to say before I speak it in English. For example, I'm gonna say like, "Hey man, can I borrow your phone?" I'm gonna have to think that in Arabic, translate it in my head, then say it. But then Jackie does not speak Arabic. Over time, it became my daily life and my daily thing, you know, to say that. Until this day, sometimes I have words that are hard to pronounce, you know, and sometimes I'm lazy to say things like instead of meant to do that, it's just mentable because I don't care, you know. So some things are just hard for me to say. That's why, you know. But yeah, you know, English is not my main language. I could say I'm bilingual. It's not my second language, maybe bilingual, right? When like both are your first, say.
Yeah, so for everyone that's new here and tuning in, I'll also jump in on this question. English was actually my first language. I grew up in Sydney in Australia, and this is way before I moved to Jordan or to Qatar or to Dubai or anything. And I even had an Australian accent, which is super strange for me to think about right now because I can't even imagine myself having a full-on Australian accent. But that's where I grew up until I was like maybe 12 or something. And then I had the opposite kind of obstacle to cross is when I first moved to Jordan. A lot of people didn't like the fact that I only spoke English. A lot of people were like, you're obviously of Arab heritage, you're supposed to speak Arabic. And I kind of learned Arabic in Jordan with Fuzzy and with that whole crew in the music scene, with the lingo they had. So I never learned like official Arabic. I just only know how to speak very Jordanian like slang basically. So I still never fully learned Arabic.
We used to speak English most of the time, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Or I don't even remember. Or half, I think. Like
yeah,
50-50.
I mean, I always understood it, but I think I always responded in English because it's easier for me to find words in English than it is in Arabic.
Yeah.
We got a bit of a personal question here from Blue Rich June. More of a personal question, but entirely curious. Was it a big change for Jackie to move to Jordan from Wisconsin with the difference of culture and all?
Not really. Honestly, Jackie was never like fond of she just felt like life is too fast there. That was all. And Jackie, when she moved here, she met, you know, Adnan, and she met like the other people and stuff, and she was just like one of the guys, so she belonged here immediately. and had a good time, you know. That's it. So I think it was fine.
Yeah, I think anywhere you go, even when I first moved to Dubai, I thought it'll be very difficult for me. But when you find that small group of people that you have in your circle, everything is easy after that. Bands and painters are self-guided creators. Content creators are sort of at the mercy of the developers of their games. How do you deal/feel about being at someone else's quote-unquote mercy like that?
Well, that's an excellent question. See, the thing is, that's why you have to be the person and the entertainer of making people feel like belong. For example, I'm in amazing terms with Sea of Thieves, right? But what if one day they say, we don't want you to partner with us. We don't want you to stream it, right? It's going to be a big hit for me. Then the next day Twitch comes to me, you're banned from Twitch. You're not allowed to stream, for example. That's why I said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, when you first start growing as a streamer, you have to be on the mercy of other games or developers or platforms. That's why do an exceptional job in promoting their game, so they can't tell you no.
Mm-hmm.
Be better than them and do an awesome job, which you should do anyways, because not only for them or for survival of your stream, someone in the chat is spending hours of his life expecting something from you, you know. So just do a good job and you won't be under anyone's mercy. They'll actually be under your mercy because they're gonna pay you money, like these big streamers. Please, man, here's this much. Please play our game. Nope, it will damage my channel. Please play our game. Okay, fine, double the money. You know, that's how it becomes. So just do an excellent job. Everyone will be under your mercy.
That's a great answer. Maximus says, I'm the same. It's so difficult to balance co-stream. And he also adds, I would love to hear what that would have sounded like, my Australian accent. Yeah, not a lot of people like that. Oh, Jack is in the house. What's up, Jack? Thank you for tuning in. We were just talking about you. She actually responded to Blue Rich June. Yes, it's a big change, but it's a beautiful change. I do like it here, and I respect and love the differences. Shout out to Jackie. And thank you for joining the tribe. Sorry if this was asked already. What's your favorite memory of playing as a band?
Feroz's basement.
Yeah. So I need to preface this a little bit because of the way Jordan was 10-15 years ago. There aren't really any venues that metal bands or rock bands could play at, and the genre itself wasn't super accepted in the country as in the culture in general. But the government specifically like kind of cracked down on that genre because they didn't understand it, and it was just they lumped it in with like a bunch of like outspoken anti-religious stuff, which we weren't at all, but that's kind of what they knew about the genre. So all the stuff we played were in basements and in people's houses. So it was a super underground scene, to say the least. So when Fuzzy says highlights were playing Faraz's basement, it was because we would pack a bunch of our friends in literally one of our friends' house in a small basement and kind of perform that way.
Felt like we're doing something illegal, basically.
Yeah, I mean, technically it was illegal to play that kind of music, but at that time at least. But that was
that's why it's a great memory, because you felt like you're free.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. We got a whole bunch of shout outs for Jackie in the comments. those vlogs over from YouTube. We got a comment from YouTube. Yo, Nas, it's been a very long time. Awesome to see you streaming. I played SOT casually and enjoyed it. Missing that summer in Jordan where me, you, and Adnan just ordered Popeyes and watched movies. Wait, is that guy?
Who's that?
I think that's that guy.
Wow.
Let us those vlogs. Let us know who it is. I don't know the handle.
Maybe it's Tayyip. Maybe it's Tayyip. I don't know. There's so many people, man.
Yeah, 100%. Fuzzy, who is your favorite viewer and why is it me? From White Nell. Am I saying that right?
Because it's because of your honesty. That was straight to the point question.
If Twitch goes down, I would be willing to bet money that Fuzzy would grow an afro and join a hair metal band.
What is love?
Yeah, there you go. Diablo says, since you developed some games and you have a lot of experience in audio engineering, do you see yourself developing a game for PC and consoles?
Heck, freaking yes. Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. When I'm able to kind of like stand up on my feet properly from the content and stuff, I'm gonna create the dream game, guys. The dream game, and that's a fact. Trust me, I know what people want, and the dream game in the world is not there. It's not out there. You need a game to go sink and live in, you know, just like how Minecraft is, something like that. Not like Minecraft in a game way, but yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You heard it here, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this journey happen. Cat Charmer says, wasn't metal considered like the devil's music or something? I remember my parents telling me about it when I was a kid, but I still listen to it anyway. Yeah, basically that's kind of the way they saw it, and it's still the way they see it now. So yeah, those vlogs over from the YouTube comments is that guy.
Oh, that guy, man. You want Popeyes?
Shout out to that guy over tuning in over on YouTube. Does Unmuted have a Discord? Yes, I do. We started it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm still figuring out my way around it, but we have a little FM radio channel thing that I tried to figure out how to do, where people add to the queue of music and we could just tune in and listen to music together and stuff like that. And it's just a bunch of people that enjoy having conversations before and after the show and digging deep into some stuff. Also,
Can you link it in the chat or something?
I will try. Also, we have a channel. We have a section where it's just pet pictures. So there's a little bit for everyone. Nice. Copy share link. There we go. How do I do this? Done. It's in the chat. See, I'm learning, guys. I'm starting to get better and better at this as we go along. Brent and that guy are in the house. There's some major throwback in the chat here. Dibs on spot in the alpha, dibs on spot in the beta. FuzzyBond game confirmed? ? Everyone wants beta and alpha access.
Not confirmed.
Thanks for your honesty.
We'll build the game together. You guys say what you want. We'll build it.
This is. I'm excited. I'm excited about this. Fuzzy, will your game have proper hit reg? See, I'm not a gamer. I don't know what that is.
Well, in Sea of Thieves, there's something called hit reg, which is hit registration. When you shoot someone like 7 times and it doesn't die because the server is not responding, it's just like, it's an issue with the game. I'm gonna develop proper hit reg before I develop the game.
Mozzie Mike says morning from the future, or Australia, the others call it.
Mozzie, how's it going, man?
G'day, mate.
Mozzie is my first mod.
I was just telling people just before you jumped in the chat that I grew up there. I grew up in Sydney, and I called Australia home for like 12 to 14 years. So shout out to everyone tuning in from Australia. What was your first impression when you first met Phuzzy, and what was Fuzzy's impressions of you? I was trying to tell you guys, we can't remember. We can't remember the specific
like metal?
moment.
Yes, you like metal? Let's be friends. Yeah.
Exactly. We can't remember the specific moment we met.
It's music though. It's music that got us together. Yeah.
100%. Dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, and I can't thank the Fuzz and the crew and the tribe and everyone that's been a part of the stream. I have one last question that I always end the stream with, and I think we definitely need to do a part 2 with PhuzzyBond, because we barely scratched the surface. We can dig deep and get spacey and start talking about the future and conspiracy theories, and I know we can get spacey, you and I, sometimes, but
yeah.
So I'll take a couple of questions in the chat, and then I'll hit Fuzzy with the last one. Diablo saying, a question for Unmuted: will you review music and react to music on YouTube? I see that as an opportunity for you to grow online. I have some ideas of doing stuff like that, but I wanted to be more involved.
Very good thing, by the way.
I wanted it to be a little more involved in the music. So like, I'll maybe like play along or try to mimic whatever the vocalist is doing and see how hard it is to do and stuff like that. So that's definitely something that I'll be looking into. And yeah, man, thank you for the suggestion. I think it's a great. Diablo seems to have a very entrepreneurial mind as well. You're looking at the growth and things.
He did like direct my yeah, he does.
Definitely going to be back and watch these parts I missed later today. Thank you so much, man. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. So Fuzzy, last question. If you built a time machine and you were able to go back in time to young Fuzzy, pre learning audio engineering, pre starting bands, pre the journey that you had on YouTube and Twitch and everything that you've been through, and you were to give young Fuzzy one piece of advice to help him on the road going forward, what would that one piece of advice you'd give yourself from the future be?
I'll tell myself, do exactly what you did, harder.
Do exactly what you did, but do it harder.
Yeah, because I'm happy with the path my life took.
Mm-hmm.
But there are always moments in life where we were just lazy potatoes. Nah, I'll do it later, Just do it harder. Just go back the same. Walk harder. Walk taller.
Beautiful. I love that, and I think everyone can appreciate and relate to that when sometimes you look back and you're like, I don't know if it's like self-doubt in general, but when you look back and you're like, those times that I proved myself wrong are some of the best times. And if you just push through those walls, those obstacles that you put up for yourself, those walls that are kind of slowing us down in the process, that's the best outcome always comes out of that.
Yep, 100%. Because I look at it like this, like, for example, me right now, I'm healthy, I'm thankful, I'm happy, I have a family. What do I want to change any of that, right? I don't want to change any of that. So just go back and do it harder.
100%. I'm always curious about that question because a lot of people see it in different ways to begin with. Whether it's some people say, "What would you change?" Some people think of it as like regret. Some people think of it as, "What would you give in terms of advice to your younger self because of being able to overcome something you had to go through when you were younger." So it's a very I love that you thought of it that way, and that your instinct would be to just double down and go harder on what you already did. I think that's amazing.
Yep.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, with just double down and go harder and do the stuff that you're passionate about, we end episode 70 of Unmuted. And I can't thank you, Phuzzy, enough for coming on the show. I had an absolute blast having conversation with you.
Thank you for having me. And welcome to Twitch.
Thank you so much, and thank you guys, each and every single one of you that hit that follow button, that's in the chat, that commented, that asked questions. It means the absolute world to me that you guys are on this journey, and I'm stoked to have more conversations with you and with a bunch more guests on Twitch live stream. And like I said, this show also is an audio format over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google and all that stuff. So if you search Unmuted, if you're into just like listening to a podcast while you drive or while you do some chores, this episode will also be up there tomorrow at 9 a.m. UAE time. But yeah, man, thank you so much. Appreciate each and every single one of you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Phuzzy, we have a tradition around here where the guest has to say, hit the outro before we roll the outro.
I have to say hit the outro.
You have to say it, and you got to make it sound as awesome as possible.
I'm going to say it in Fuzzy YouTube voice, okay? In Fuzzy YouTube voice, because they like that. Hello guys, welcome to the Unmuted show. Today we had an awesome interview, and now we are going to hit the outro.